Such a special fight because you got two alpha males in the ring that are true alpha males. You know what I mean?
Fight fans, welcome back.
I told him I'm coming. He said he coming too.
There's no better way to spark interest in boxing than by causing subtle gym whispers away from the bright lights.
I think 2 or 3 rounds. It was 4-minute rounds, man. This dude beat me up so bad.
And then making direct statements under them.
And maybe he is the best fighter we've ever seen!
Jaron Ennis is certainly closest thing to Terence Crawford, but whether or not he could actually beat him is another question entirely.
Terence Crawford, who's a mean little fighter, said, I'm not the guy to be talking, I'm the guy to jump. Launching left hand!
Just like Usyk Katauma, the clock might prevent us from ever really knowing. So the closest we can get, for now, are the fortunate or unfortunate few that have faced both.
We got a big fight tonight. The stage is set, so promoter, set the table. Now it's time for Boots to eat.
Terence "Bud" Crawford joins us, 25-0, 17 knockouts in your career. You're fighting up a weight class now at 140. Are you ready for Saturday night?
More than ready.
Why do you say that?
Because I put all the work in the gym.
The first mutual opponent takes us back a decade to early 2015. A time when an undervalued Terence Crawford was already beating solid opposition, but not really getting any recognition for it.
Yuri Gamboa gave him a few problems with his speed. He was a little bit faster, and they'll say that about him in years to come like they did about Mayweather when he fought Zav Judah. Speed bothers him.
He was 25-0 and roughly the same age as what Boots is now, and making his first step up to the 140-pound junior welterweight division.
How would you describe your style to the fans at home?
Versatile. I feel like I can do whatever. As long as I train hard, put my mind to it, I can do whatever.
It was a sign of things to come, because his latest opponent was a Latino road warrior, a bigger man coming down a division to meet him in the middle.
Mira, Crawford es un muchacho bastante talentoso. Yo no le voy a quitar algo que él tiene, pero mi poder, mi inteligencia, mi hambre, mi deseo está ahí. Está ahí. Y puede saber que yo voy ahí detrás de él y lo voy a convertir en nada.
Thomas Dulorme was a 22-1 handful, once considered to be one of the sport's hottest prospects.
Corley goes down hard!
He wasn't elite, but if you had vulnerabilities, he'd find them. And more importantly, as we'd seen a year prior, he was good at bringing the fire out of people and using it to his own advantage.
That's about it. Ho, ho, ho! Stop!
Rising stars in the sport. Terence "Bud" Crawford putting his undefeated record on the line.
Fortunately, even at this stage, Team Crawford was no nonsense, and the HBO spotlight was about to find out.
Meeting will be held right behind the curtain.
The Mexicans, I know he understands English. The Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Hispanics, the Dominicans, or the Colombians, they can't help you fight, bro.
Because what separated Crawford so far from the also-rans has been not just a fighting heart, but a taste for combat. When the going gets rough, he seems to enjoy it.
The Nebraska noise came all the way to Arlington, Texas, and while Bud was already being credited as one of the sport's most versatile, he needed to prove that his power carried up.
Flashing good power for Terence Crawford against the big guy for the 140-pound division.
A quiet few opening rounds with some range finding, countering, and a few flashes, but Crawford's mid-fight data downloading routine wasn't as common knowledge then as it is now. By round 4, the warning signs began, in the form of smiling, talking, and showboating.
Time I touched him, I said, got him. And he was just looking like, man. I was like, got him again.
And following an overlooked corner moment, Crawford, like an attack dog, moved in for the kill.
Pick it up on him a little bit when you get closer to the end of the round like you did the round before. Okay? All right.
Just 30 seconds later, in calculated fashion, it was a wrap.
Pretty clear through those first 5 rounds. Crawford studied up and now knows every single thing he has to do. And That is a sensational 6th-round knockout for Terence Crawford.
Yeah, we knew we was going to take him out. It was just about a matter of time before he started getting careless.
Estaba haciendo una gran pelea, vino un golpe que no pude ver y eso fue lo que pasó en la pelea. Estaban haciendo una gran pelea.
A year later, Dulorme signed with Mayweather Promotions for a better-suited stint back up at welterweight.
So he spars Mayweather, he spars Broner, and he does such a good impression. Pick it up from there. What happens next?
Apparently, he just he got Dulorme and pulled him away from whatever situation that he was in, and he signed him.
It was a roller coaster of ups and downs, featuring a loss to Ugas, a draw with Jesse Vargas, and then, to the delight of the boxing world, he dropped, dominated, and effectively ended the career of the disgraced Terrell Williams.
Muy satisfactoria porque todo Puerto Rico estaba esperando esta pelea por lo que pasó con Richard Colón, el accidente que pasó con Richard Colón.
But bigger tests were coming, because next came a 24-year-old with the world at his feet.
There's a left down, goes Limpiniets!
And although Boots, at this stage, had 27 wins and 17 straight knockouts, that KO streak did have a blip in it. Because a year prior, when he and Dulorme were initially scheduled to meet, a positive COVID test saw Chris Van Heerden replace the Puerto Rican at late notice for a night that didn't exactly go to plan.
Ennis is one bad dude. Oh no, a clash of heads. Oh no.
To close 2021, however, the pair realigned, and the Puerto Rican would give it Boots the same way he gave it Crawford, with another dose of pre-fight pressure.
He's going to sleep. Too small. He's going to sleep. Easy work.
I think I can win this fight. I'm going to win this fight Saturday night. It was a great show for the fan and put Ennis down.
No, I told him I'm coming. He said he coming too, and he said he was working hard. If he was working hard, he should have took that 12-round fight instead of 10. And now he gonna get it.
All right, fans, here we go with the co-main event of the evening. Welterweights in action. We're scheduled 10 rounds of boxing.
Good luck to both of you. Buena suerte a los dos. Touch them up. Toda la mano.
The Bud comparisons were already in effect. So while we were scheduled for 10, 6 was the marker to beat.
When I was a kid, I was telling him, I was like, it's not gonna pay his for it. I just knew my body and knew my mind. And when I say something, I mean it.
Boots started razor sharp, making Dulorme miss and throwing every shot with bad intentions.
Following a 140-pound title fight loss to Terence Crawford in 2015, and no feeling out process here after.
Just a minute in, however, a chopping overhand right changed everything.
Mentioned it earlier, we expect to see a lot of leather chucking, and there, Dulorme goes down for the 9th time in his career. He is still unsteady.
Boots wasted no time. He got on top of him right away.
And while inexperience saw him eat a few on the way in, a sniper-like three-piece put his man out.
How often do you see a guy in the first round come out, drop someone orthodox, and then switch southpaw to finish them off?
Just for fun.
A single-round shockwave throughout a thriving welterweight division.
He has designs on being numero uno at welterweight. He is ready.
He's a young fighter, but he's great. He's already looking like a world champion.
Is he the future after Sean?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, Sean, can I just get your quick reaction to just Boots? No? Okay, thank you.
When it comes to Boots and Crawford, Dulorme wasn't the only mutual statement-making opportunity, because a year later, the Nebraskan would put down another marker.
Watch me, Terence Crawford, live December 10th on BOK Pride pay-per-view.
This time, Terence was in limbo. He'd left Top Rank, after his Porter win, to pursue the biggest fight in the sport.
Maybe I'll go up to 154. Maybe if Spence get his tail out his butt, he'll fight me. You know what I mean? Whatever.
A fantastic decision in hindsight, but at the time, it felt a lot less certain. And the arrival of a hard-hitting Armenian, renowned for high-profile upsets, only made things worse.
And he's just counting, just counting. The night's
Avanesyan wasn't quite as confrontational as Dulorme, but with 6 straight KOs, he was just as confident.
You think you're gonna go night-night, huh? Bud gonna play with you straight up.
Start slow, you get your momentum, you've got so much dog in you. What is it gonna take tomorrow night to dethrone the pound-for-pound king?
Give everything, take and crush this fight, win Terence Crawford and take this belt.
This time we got a real Omaha crowd, so the performance was going to have to match the energy.
They say that Las Vegas is the fight capital of the world, but right now, it sure feels like it's in Omaha.
I wonder if Avanesyan is surprised to see Crawford coming out the right-handed stance of round 1.
Crawford was happy to let Avanesyan play the aggressor, but he'd also get clipped a little more than people expected.
Big right hand, right on the button from Avanesyan.
Like I was saying, we're going to be a long night.
Negating the distance, gathering intel, and after allowing the Armenian that bit of early confidence,
Keep Crawford thinking.
Bud would start ripping it away from him by the 3rd and 4th.
Here goes Crawford, he's on the front foot now, this crowd is rallying behind him. Avanesyan trying to stay in the pocket, he doesn't know where else to go.
Where Terence was able to fight moving backwards, David wasn't quite as comfortable.
And that gets Crawford angry. And you may not like it when he's angry.
And having been touched more and more through the 5th, he was made to miss and then to pay in the 6th.
Taking it off the gears.
Great job, champ. Great job, guys.
Crawford does it again.
Since then, Avanesyan has never given Crawford a ton of credit, and from his side, a split glove before the 6th drew some sinister accusations and left a bad taste.
And it was like a small tear in the glove, and then it just opened up.
I thought it was the color when I saw it over here in the last round. I didn't want to say anything, but the glove bust on the other side.
Oh, wow. Wow, yeah, you can see the padding coming out.
Listen, I think boxing is clean sport, you know. I know like this is no good.
A couple of months later, a rare Boots Crawford interaction came via the $1 Million of Game podcast.
You've been asking to fight me since 2018.
All the top guys.
Cut it.
Spence, Ugas, Porter, Crawford, Keith Thurman. Y'all know how I'm coming. Philly in that building. We taking over this welterweight division.
At the end of the day, you or Earl going to see him. That's it. Y'all going to see him. Y'all going to see Boots. And we can't wait. I can't wait.
Why you rubbing your stomach,
and I'm going to be right there.
You going to eat?
Champion Jaron Ennis.
At this stage, the Nebraskan's eyes were laser focused on Spence. So if Boots wanted to stay in his peripheral, another statement was needed.
When you think about what's about to happen on Saturday night, and you know this is your city.
What I know what's going to happen. It's not going to pass 4 rounds.
Inside 4 rounds.
It's not going to pass 4 rounds. It might hit 5. I don't know.
This one overlaps quite nicely too, because we can contrast that 27-year-old Crawford, who beat Dulorme, to this 27-year-old Ennis taking on Avanesyan.
We got a big fight tonight. The stage is set, so promoter, set the table. Now it's time for Boots to eat.
Avanesyan is a bit of a slow starter, and Terence Crawford was able to take advantage of that.
Beyond that, he knows it's only a matter of time before he gets to him.
In boxing, forcing a knockout is never a good idea. But with Avanesyan having been stopped twice now in the 6th by both Bud and Mean Machine, the idea of going one better would certainly make Boots press a little harder.
You see the lower left side of David Avanesyan already red from the number of shots he's taken in that area.
From Jaron, there was no backing up, and great punch selection saw him raking the body early, maybe even a little too eagerly.
Oh, a low blow from Bruce. He caught him as clean as a whistle. My word.
That could be a problem. Low blow.
Blood pouring out of the nose now of Avanesyan as the power punches pile up.
In the third and fourth rounds, flurries of punches lit the Armenian up.
I'm honestly surprised that Avanesyan hasn't taken a knee from these body shots.
And while a wild miss in the fifth invited a split-second showboat,
Bozy, Boots seems to be in complete control so far.
it was a moment he'd quickly regret.
The thing about Boots is he's staying in there.
Oh no, we got a knockdown. A right hand landed by Avanesyan. The counter shot floors Avanesyan. So Avanesyan goes down, but will make it to see the sixth.
He made it out, but the corner had seen enough. And the only thing that hits harder than any Eddie Hearn one-liner was a fight-ending wave from the referee that implied, anything you can do, I can do better.
Jaron Ennis has stopped David Avanesyan in his return to Philadelphia.
The world of boxing better be very, very afraid, because that was Boots Ennis, 1 year out, dismantling a world-class fighter with ease in there, having fun, doing what he does.
In contrast, Avanesyan always gave Boots a lot of praise.
Listen, Ennis is good boxer. Ennis strong, fast. He can everything, move, and I tell he's good guy. No same Crawford, you know.
And while who did it better discussions are subjective, ability-wise, this is the performance that really put Ennis within touching distance of Terence Crawford.
The conversations with His Excellency tonight was, he said, look, do you think Boots will fight Crawford? I said, yeah. I said, yeah. Here's what he said. I said, it's in the country.
Here is the acclaimed pound-for-pound great.
Especially now, having got rid of both mutual opponents in a more convincing manner.
Well, Jaron Ennis, in my estimation, he's going to be a multiple-time world champion.
A year on, however, Crawford's dare-to-be-great mentality has nudged him into an entirely different league.
That was the best punch of the fight thus far.
A chef's kiss on a Hall of Fame career. And something that Boots, entering his prime, can learn a lot from.
Is Terence Crawford still a fight that you're interested in?
For sure, but I don't think he come back down. He put in 168.
Yeah, he's moving up to 68. And I think they got a rematch clause, too.
I don't think that's might happen.
And while the intensity and inner workings at Lake Tahoe remain a mystery to most, there's a handful of others, from a training perspective, with first-hand experience of both.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
No. I ain't going down 154.
Jaron Davis might be the most traveled high-level sparring partner in boxing, and with more gems of knowledge for this one, he puts it alongside some of the best classics the sport has ever seen.
Say Crawford after the Spence fight was like, you know what, I'm gonna defend the titles against Boots.
You know, that's a great, intriguing fight. It reminds me of like Terry Norris and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Comeback by Norris.
Shakur Stevenson, another man who's not easy to please, holds both in the highest regard.
I think it's dog versus dog. I feel like both of them dudes is like mentally strong dudes. Like they both got killer instincts in them.
And in the opinion of Brian Norman Jr., a man preparing for his own shot at greatness, shows just how difficult it is to split them.
Yeah, 50-55, but put money on it.
Right, you never put money on, man. Say Boots.
Yeah, this
He the young bull, right.
He the young one. So a lot of similarities, but he a lot younger. You get what I'm saying?
Recency bias continues to do its thing. And while the legacy of Crawford is cemented, the timeline of Boots is a lot more promising than you think.
The version of Ennis here in 25 that you sparred in Philly against the version of Crawford in 21 that you fought, what would that have looked like?
I truly don't know, because Terence is just
somebody getting stopped.
I don't know.